The Disrupt Education vlog can be found on YouTube. To hear it in podcast form, search Disrupt Education on any of the following podcast platforms: Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Castbox, Overcast, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Spotify, or Stitcher. Welcome to this episode of Disrupt Education. I have Audrey Boyle. Thank you so much for inviting me to Robert Morris University.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the Renegade Professor.
I guess I'm the Renegade Professor. I'm a college professor, and I really like connecting the dots between the professional world and everyday college life. I want to bring that to the students so that they see, like, what's the point of them actually going to college? I remember being a college student myself and looking at the syllabus and being like, who is this person teaching me? Do they have any experience? Do they know? Are they connected with the real world? And then what can they teach me that's going to help me get a job in the future? So I try to answer all those questions during my class. And in my class, I want to have them walk away thinking like, okay, there was a purpose to me getting up and rushing to my class and taking care of all these assignments or something like that.
So going then through your path of education, how did you get here? What did that look like?
Oh, it was windy.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. I worked my way up the corporate ladder. So I was in sales. I got a marketing degree. My undergraduate degree is in marketing, and I was like, okay, let me go into sales or marketing. There wasn't too many marketing jobs at the time that I graduated, and I was up the corporate ladder, and I ended up being like the VP of sales for a division of Home Depot. So that was an amazing job, and I realized once I got to the top, like, this isn't really what I wanted. Like, this is, okay, it's great being here and having this huge salary and doing 285 business trips in a year.
Wow.
And then I wanted to start a family with my husband, and I thought, no, this isn't right. And what I really liked was training the sales reps. So I thought, well, let me go into teaching, because that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah. 200 and how many?
85 business trips.
Wow, that's a lot of miles.
Year. Sometimes I was in 4 cities in 1 week.
Wow, that's got to wear you down.
It was brutal, but it was good. And now I look back and I realize how much experience I got from it. But at the time, I was miserable.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I quit that job. I moved on, and I thought, I'm going to go back and get my MBA, and I'm going to become a teacher. Right.
So you figured out, like, through micro motives, like, well, actually it's a macro motive, like, I do not like this. So
I do not like this.
And you pivoted.
And I always wonder, when people get to the top of their profession, like, what keeps them going? Like, what's their motivation?
Yeah.
And when I got to the top of what I wanted to do, I realized, like, this isn't really the best way for me to go about it. So what else can I do? So
you teach. What is, like, your courses that you teach? And tell us a little bit about what are some of the cool things you get to do.
Oh, okay. So I teach personal branding, the class personal branding. I teach the class social media marketing and job searching. There's a career development classes I generally teach. So marketing and career development classes is my jam. And
so this is kind of a new, and it's an evolving piece. How do you keep yourself up to date in, like, the marketing and in the media? I mean, are you on Snapchat? Or what are you doing here? So, because I find it difficult as a high school teacher, because we're in the marketing realm and such, and trying to keep up with the youth, if you will.
Right. I know it's tough to keep up with what's going on. I'm always like, wait, what is that? I'm always like, so define that. What are you talking about? Whatever word you just said, can you tell me what that means? I just really try to get as much as possible out in the working world. I'm a practitioner. I think that all teachers or professors should be practitioners and have time in front of a lot of people and a lot of diverse backgrounds in order to bring that experience back to the classroom, and that's what I focus on. But social media marketing, like, I have my own kind of, like, world domination going with my comedy, so that kind of helps me with everything that I know about social media.
We're in education, and it's changing drastically,
Yes.
right?
Yes, drastically.
We just had a conversation before the interview about somebody who didn't graduate college versus students in college, and there's this rift there, and
Yes.
and I see it all the time in disrupt education. And do you go one way or the other?
Yes.
What are your feelings about education and the direction it's going in?
In the direction it's going
Yeah.
in. It is definitely going. It's a slow moving coup.
Right.
I feel like, and many of my colleagues don't realize like this is where it's going somewhere, and they don't know where it's going. I don't know where it's going, but it's changing,
Yeah.
and the student has a voice. And anytime the student has a voice, things will change and need to be changed. And that's not a bad thing. When you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars, you should have a voice. So
Right.
it's not a bad thing to really try to help the student. And I think that professors need to have that drive to really try to help the student at all costs.
So how have you changed over the last couple of years as a professor with the way things are happening, really quickly on the outside, and then of course we're kind of in education moseying through it, right?
I'm, because I'm in social media, that's my area of focus, that
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already doing that, and so it's easier for me to pivot and keep things fluid. Someone says, hey, can I come to your class and disrupt it? I'm going to go and, I'm going to have a presentation, or some people are going to come into your class. Okay, great. Whenever you come, it's just, I'm really open to all the experiences. I can just kind of roll with it. So
Where do you see it going? What would you change in education right now if you could change something that colleges and universities do?
just connecting the dots of everyday life. I think college is a great experience. I think it's an amazing experience that students should go through. But then once they get out, there's a few things that are missing as far as the components, as far as how do you do your taxes? How do you vote? Various things that you should be able to do that are kind of missing from that whole experience, that they just assume that and you don't necessarily know.
Right. How do you find that out? I guess you just conversate with the kid, right? I mean,
Right.
I don't want to call them kids because there's adults in here too, right? So, well, we're trying not to be adults, but I'm not.
I try to be cool. I want to be cool, but I'm not so cool.
But I think, with some of the students, we share a student who have went through your classes, and actually that's how we connected, which is very cool.
Very cool.
And how do you see, what do you see with your students who leave here? Are you still connected with them, and how can you continue to help them out? Because being a part of a university is a family, and I think a lot of people miss that. I think some people who didn't have a good experience don't feel that. But when you are in that kind of realm with a family, and how does that look for you with your students and when they walk out of here?
Yes, I actually just the last week went through all of my LinkedIn invites, and I sent messages to all my students, and I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Because I always say keep in touch, but what does that mean? What is that? So I sent messages and said, hey, is there anything that I could help you with? What's going on with you? Just kind of, checking their pulse.
Yeah.
Seeing what's going on.
What are some of the interesting answers you ever have on that?
Most people say oh, everything's going good. They give you kind of the everything is amazing, and they don't really give you the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking a second message to say really, I actually am interested in where you're going.
Right.
Tell me what's really happening.
Right.
Because I know it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Sure. What would one thing that you would tell every college student that comes through your class that they need to know?
Every college student they need to do. Develop your critical thinking skills. I think that it's important to be able to research and find information, but really, I always say I can teach you how to sing, But in order to be Lady Gaga or Beyonce, that's like another level. And that is like a hypercritical level of critical thinking skills. And that's the point of college. And you may not have professors that give you that experience. So you might have to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
So that is really, that's the jam.
Yeah. Where can people find you on social media?
Audrey Boyle.
Audrey Boyle.
Audrey Boyle.
Across the way.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for being on Disrupt Education. The Renegade Professor here. That we're going to go ahead and put that up down here because that's going to be fun. Yeah, we're going to hashtag it now. So, but appreciate you. You do bring a very different angle, a more humanistic look to being a professor, in my opinion. Of course, I'm a little jaded, but I appreciate you, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is great.
Awesome.
I appreciate what you're doing. I think that what you're doing is worthwhile, and it's amazing because you should answer some of the questions that's going on in the student head.
Yeah.
That they're not actually voicing.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's amazing.
It's good to just reveal those questions.
Yes,
right?
I know all the stuff that went on in my head, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm not saying that
yeah.
because then that's not a good look for me. But no, all those questions should be answered.
Excellent, excellent. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on Disrupt Education.